Welcome to Bon Jovi Discussions. Today I have my friend Cheryl all the way from France, where it's 3 o'clock her time, 9 o'clock my time. How are you, Cheryl?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. So we always start off with these episodes with how you became a fan. So let's hear your story. How did you become a fan of Bon Jovi?
Well, as far as I remember, Bon Jovi was always a part of my music, but it was just the big hits like Prayer, Always, You Give Love a Bad Name, big hits.
So
And
you listened to them while you listened to other bands and they weren't your favorite at the time yet, right?
no, I never had really a favorite. I was just listening to everyone. And last year, my cousin, she asked me about rock music she should listen to. And my first answer was Bon Jovi. I was like, you should listen to Living on a Prayer and, those songs. And it gets me more into Bon Jovi. And then during that time, I fell into depression. And actually, Bon Jovi helped me a lot through those difficult times. And it became really more and more important to me. So now I'm a big, big Bon Jovi fan. So
Well, that's good. What's your favorite album and song? Oh, no, don't tell me something because that's our point of the podcast.
yes.
I want to be surprised. I want to be surprised. So, okay, what is your favorite album?
My first answer is always Keep the Faith, but it's really hard to pick just one because they're all so good.
I know, I know. I go back and forth on my absolute favorite album because I say Crush because it's what started it all for me in
Mm.
2000. But as a fan, I say Lost Highway because I really love all the songs on the album and the lyrics and just that era with the memories I've made. And so I go back and forth. Crush because I became a fan, Lost Highway because that's my favorite as a fan, So,
Mm.
but okay, so what we're going to do today, which is going to be really fun, is we're going to tell each other our top 5 favorite songs. So
Yeah.
we'll go back and forth, our absolute favorite, then second, third, fourth, and so forth. So we'll start off with you. So tell me your absolute. I don't know. Should we keep it in anticipation to our ultimate favorite, or should we start with our ultimate favorite?
You tell me.
Let's do our ultimate favorite.
Okay.
So what is your ultimate favorite song?
I think you probably know it because on Twitter I said it all the time that it's Living on a Prayer.
Living on a Prayer? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That song is just.
You know, every time I've seen the band live, that song always gives me goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
I love, it's so electrifying to uh, sing along because every single person, whether you're a casual fan or you've never listened to the band or back to the casual fan or even like a hardcore fan like us, you can't help but not sing along. And
Yeah.
so every single time I see it, as soon as those keys, David starts the keys and the talk box comes in and all that, it's electrifying. I get goosebumps, and you look around the entire arena, stadium, whatever, and you see thousands and thousands of people jumping up and down, excited, and it's a blast, and you're singing along. And I think the most powerful moment is the final chorus, right when you live for the fight, when it's all that you got, and then you go into
Yeah.
the chorus, and everyone is just a smile on their face, you know.
Well, that song bring people together. As you said, even if general fans or people that never really heard of Bon Jovi, they know that song. This song is really, really powerful. I really hope to see them live and to sing that song with all of the people around.
You've never seen them live?
Never.
Oh my gosh. You got to
Yeah.
fix that next year. You got to fix that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the next tour for the European tour because I would do anything to be there. Like I have to be there. Just
Do
one
they
in my life.
do they come in your area often or?
In France, not a lot.
Yeah.
The last time they were there was 2010, I think, or 11.
11 they were in your,
11.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, 'cause they didn't go there for Because We Can tour. and they didn't go there for this house tour, and obviously they didn't come here this year for 22. Wow.
Yeah, they don't came a lot. I think they would in 91 they were there too, maybe in 2000, but that's it.
Okay.
Not a-
Well, if "Living on a Prayer" is your absolute favorite, that song is going to take you to a whole new level when you see it live. It's like, videos don't even do it justice. You've got to be in the moment,
Yeah.
see "Living on a Prayer" live. And I tell you what, I missed. I've said it all these years. I missed it as an opener because it really pumps you up during at the beginning of a show. But it's better as a closer now because it's the most electrifying and anthemic song at the show. So it's great as a closer, but it was nice to see as an opener again in Nashville. The total surprise, and it was great.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So what is it about the song that makes it your favorite?
Mm, Probably the rhythm, and it's just so catchy, and it's pure rock. I just loved it. It's
Yeah.
it's a song that make me feel so good, and like in the car. Oh my god, I'm crazy in the car with that song. Yeah, I just loved it a lot, a lot.
Yeah. I love the guitar solo. I've been learning the solo on it, and it's
Oh really?
pretty, yeah, somewhat easy at the first half, but the second half is like all over and stuff. But it's great. What do you think of the demo of it on the 2004 box set?
I liked it, but I prefer the OG version.
Oh yeah, mostly anybody would, but it's still a real
Still good.
gem to
Yeah.
to to listen to, because I think Richie's vocals are more heard in it, and the ending of it too with Richie, and that's great. So
Yeah, it's a great song. I also love the acoustic version a lot.
oh yeah, Prayer 94. I love
Yeah,
Prayer 94. That's probably my
yeah,
favorite acoustic version. I sound cliche there because there's so many acoustic versions, or even the one on This Stuff Feels Right that he
yeah,
did with the one Russian singer and then Olivia Diabo, however you want to pronounce it. I love those versions as well, and I can
yeah,
go.
yeah. Me too.
But okay, so my absolute you probably already know this one.
I know.
What is it?
You want to make a memory.
Yep, that's my absolute favorite one, and it's such a different kind of song that they've never really done before. With that, that you start out with the first minute with that bum 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 bum, and then it's nice and slow. And then once you get into the second chorus or even to the solo and bridge and final chorus, it really picks up and it like just kind of like takes you. It's kind of like it's silly to say this, but it's true. It's kind of like a plane takeoff. The plane starts to leave the runway and starts to slowly gain its speed, and all of a sudden it takes off.
Yes.
That's how I describe the song and then the song ends and you just want to put it on repeat and stuff. But what they did so differently too with that song was the ending. Instead of just leaving off with the final, the end of the chorus, they do it instrumental, and then Richie and David are doing their ruse, and I just love it. And the music video is also my favorite video too of the band. So
Oh, really?
it's funny because my favorite song and my favorite video are both the same song. But I remember when it was first, because they premiered it on, I want to say American Idol, or I think it was on a TV award show, because I remember at the end, at the time, Richie's dad was dying, and at the end of the premiere, they performed it as the premiere, and at the end of the performance, John said, "Hang in there, Adam," which was Richie's dad, and I think that was back in March 2007, but I can't remember. Um, but yeah, so I remember this is before iTunes days and digital, and so I remember I recorded it on a VCR. I still have the tape, and thankfully it didn't get eaten because I replayed it over and over and over and over. And then like a few weeks later, the video came out on VH1, and I recorded that, watched it over and over and over. And I don't know if you remember Top 20 Countdown.
No.
Okay, so back when VH1 actually showed music, they did a top 20 countdown. So every day you could vote for your favorite video.
Mm.
And then so the top 20 countdown the next day would, played the songs. Okay, you want to make memory hit number 14 this week. Next week, fans voted it'd be 12. And I remember I voted every single day for it to be number 1. And it did hit number 1. I have it on my VHS. But yeah, so a lot of memories with that. Waking up early for the premiere of the video or top 20 countdown or when the album came out and stuff. So, and live, it's great. I love it live.
Yeah, I saw videos, and I guess it's better when you're there, but just in videos, it's just really amazing. And I
Yeah,
wish they would play it a little more, but
yeah. That whole song is a mood on its own. The 3-4 minute song, I always put on repeat because it just puts me. It's kind of like the song "It's Hard Letting You Go." You listen to it once and it puts you into a mood. And I drive everyone around. I don't know if you do the same thing, but if I listen to a certain song and I kind of get into a mood with that song, I put that song on repeat and I'll listen to it 1,000
yeah.
times. My wife will be like, "Enough." And,
Oh my god.
yeah. All right, so let's hear your second favorite song.
I'm thinking that we maybe have the same second favorite, but it's my life.
It's My Life. Okay, it's actually not in my top 5, but
Really?
no, it's not. But it is the song that started it all for me, which I'll share my story here in a second. But so why is it your second favorite?
Um, I think it's my life is the Bon Jovi songs that we heard the most in France. So it's probably the first song that I heard from Bon Jovi, and again, so catchy, so anthemic, and it's just you wanna dance, you wanna sing, you wanna scream your lungs out, and I just love that song either as "Living on a Prayer," just really catchy, and
Mhm.
what a song! I mean, and the lyrics, oh, the lyrics just. And you know what? I listened that song 1,000 times, and I never really listened to the lyrics. And last year, when I fell into depression, I heard the words, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" It made me realize so many things about my life that I wasn't happy about, and it was kind of hard, but I needed it. So
Mhm.
I'm really grateful for that song, and also the acoustic version is amazing too. I love
Oh
it.
yeah, especially the I was just I know I've talked about it with other Bon Jovi fans too on Twitter and stuff, but the
Yeah,
uh, the acoustic version really takes the song to a new level. A more intimate, more emotional
yeah,
uh, uh, song. But what I like, so I discovered the song obviously when they were promoting so the video was on VH1 back in May 2000, and I thought it was the coolest thing. Seeing this guy who was a passionate Bon Jovi fan, going through all these obstacles to get to the Bon Jovi show that was oddly in a tunnel. and but I remember watching every single day, and then getting the Crush album a month later when it came out, and yeah. But the lyrics are really motivational, and like you said with your depression too. You find a lot of optimism in those lyrics and a lot of confidence. One lyric that is the bridge. You better stand tall when they're calling you out. Don't bend, don't break, and don't back down. But that song itself also, I want to say, revitalized the band because the band was going into a new era. And
yeah,
remember, Bon Jovi released These Days, which was the last group album of the 90s, so 95, then they toured it till 96. And then obviously John and Richie, they were doing their own thing solo, and John's acting career. So the band was kind of absent for 4 years. And originally Crush was supposed to come out in 99 with the title Sex Sells, then it got changed to Crush in 2000. But I think It's My Life really revitalized the band because at that time pop was pretty much or the hardcore stuff
hmm
was the mainstream music that people were listening to. People weren't really listening to rock anymore. And so when Bon Jovi came out with It's My Life, I would pretty much say It's My Life was pretty much the most popish song at the time that they had released prior to their catalog. If that makes sense. So It's My Life, I think, made Crush the success that it was, and it obviously introduced a new generation of fans such as myself,
Yeah.
and it's just it's fun, and going back to it live, you can't help but not sing along to it.
Yeah, of
Especially
course.
the wow wow on the talk box and stuff. So, but okay, so my second favorite is I would probably say Shine.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Shine, which is off of, for people that don't know, off of 2020. It was on the deluxe edition. But I think, Shine really proved that John can still write an incredible love ballad, and
Right.
vocally he really poured his heart out
Yeah.
into it. And and so it was actually my wife's and I's wedding song too. Because prior to that it was going to be Thank You for Loving Me, but along with I didn't want to be like the cliche wedding song among other Bon Jovi fans. So we changed it to Shine, and I'm glad we did because a lot of those lyrics I relate to how I feel about my wife, and it's just a great. And I was so sad that it didn't get performed back in April, and hopefully it sees some kind of light of day at some point because it's truly a beautiful ballad.
Yeah, yeah, I love it a lot too. It's yeah. John is really amazing to write ballads. I think they are the band with the most beautiful ballads ever. Like,
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. You
yeah,
know, 'cause, they write it from their heart, and I think it's hard for me to listen to a band or a singer, even though they have good songs. It's still hard for me to listen to somebody who didn't write their songs.
yeah,
Like when someone was getting, I know some people don't have the talent of writing a song, but it's harder to listen to an artist sing someone else's song because I don't think you can put enough. You can relate to it certainly, but you can't put that emotion. For example, when Richie wrote "I'll Be There for You," or I know John wrote it too, but Richie was primarily this one who wrote "I'll Be There for You." But "Always" or something like there's a part from Richie or John that came from that experience, and when they're singing it very heartfelt.
yeah.
You know. So, all right, what's your third favorite?
My third favorite is actually a ballad, and it's "Always."
Oh, see, a good segue into "Always." That is probably, and obviously you know this story, but just in case people don't, it's actually a lot of people have that as their wedding song or dedicated to their loved one. You and I both know that it's actually about a stalker. And so for people that are watching and don't know this, so Always was written in '94, originally for a movie called Romeo's Bleeding, which was about a guy who was a stalker. And so John didn't like the movie, pulled the song and put it on a shelf. And then a few months later, the band was doing a greatest hits, and John had asked, or the producer, I forget his name, but asked John to put "Always" on the greatest hits. And like "Living on a Prayer," John didn't think it was going to be any good. Always became the band's number one selling single.
Yeah,
And so it's funny when people, you know, dedicate "Always" to something. I'm like, you do know that that's like a song about a stalker and stuff. I mean, yeah, if you listen to the lyrics, yeah, it just sounds like a real love song, but you know, but hey, I still love it. Vocally, it's probably one of John's best songs he's ever done.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And even though the song is a bit darker than what people think, uh, I think there's still some hope in it, and just the rhythm. And I just love how every instrument find a place to shine on the song.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, the intro with the Tico, and then the guitar, and John voice, of course, and the keyboards. Oh my gosh, I just love that song so much, so
yeah,
much. Beautiful
yeah.
song.
And I'm glad you mentioned because everyone does get pretty much a chance to really shine um, on that song. And the video too is probably one of my top five favorite music videos too. With the story. I don't know why, but when I was a kid, when I first saw that video, I thought it was a mother and daughter thing.
Oh,
Um,
really?
and I'm thinking, why is he's with the mom now, he's with the daughter kind of thing. And I thought obviously I knew the daughter was like 18 or something. I just the brunette woman. I thought she was a lot older than she was. And then obviously now I know that they were pretty much close to the same age and they weren't mother and daughter. And so now the story makes a little more sense to me. But as a kid, I'm like, this guy's a, yeah. So, but, all right. So my third favorite would probably be Stick to Your Guns.
Oh,
Yeah. So I like that because when I was in high school, I wasn't the most popular kid. And that song kind of helped give me confidence, obviously I was made fun of for being a big Bon Jovi fan or having longer hair and blah, blah, blah. But that song gave me a lot of confidence, stick to what I believe in and just, all the lyrics, were very, gives you a lot of confidence in yourself and, like, it's okay to be who you are and, stick to what you love, stick to who you are and stuff like that.
yeah,
So,
it's a great song.
and it's a shame they don't do it live very often anymore, you know,
Yeah, that's right.
but it is one of those songs where it's a John and Richie song, like it's kind of like how it's awkward to see Wanted now because it's a John and Richie song. And, but Richie there's a solo version I have somewhere of Richie doing it solo back in the New Jersey era, and it's so good.
Oh,
And hopefully, that sees the light of day sometime. But yeah, I love Stick to Your Guns.
yeah, yeah, it's a great song. I love it too.
Yeah, aim from the heart. Some will love and some will curse you, and that's like the perfect example of what I'm trying to say is be who you are. Some will love you, and some will curse you. You can't please everyone, kind of thing.
That's one of the big power of Bon Jovi. I think they always have the right words to say.
Hmm.
They, th- they're always somewhere, someone that will feel the lyrics that will relate to them, and
Yeah.
that's yeah, it's amazing. It's a great song. I love it too.
Yeah. Yeah. It all goes back to coming from a good place from your heart when they're writing those songs and they're coming from a sincere place, and that translates when you write that song and when you perform it, record it. So,
Yeah.
all right, hit me with your fourth.
Still with ballads actually, and it's Bed of Roses.
Bed of Roses. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? I hesitated a long time because I'm like, is it Bed of Roses better than Always? Or and it was really hard, but because they're both amazing, and I was like, I knew Always all my life, so I was like, no, no, Always is third place, and I put Bed of Roses just right after. But Bed of Roses is phenomenal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love one of those others. It's funny because we're talking about a lot of songs and music videos and they complement each other. Bed of Roses is the same way. When I first heard Bed of Roses as a kid, I was like, yeah, I like this song. I really liked it because of John vocally on the chorus and all that. But when I saw the video, it added that emotion. Like
Mm,
the band going on tour or John writing, and it just had that visual intimacy to the song of what they just both complemented each other, the video and the song. And live it's especially during the 90s when John performed during the 90s. Wow. I
yeah,
mean, vote I'll always say 90s John Bon Jovi vocally was incredible.
yeah, that's for
uh,
sure.
yeah. And
Mm.
yeah, I love Better Roses. it's
Yeah,
uh
it's
it's
a
a,
beautiful
a
song.
huge fan favorite. So
Yeah.
yeah. My fourth one would be Roller Coaster.
I love Roller Coaster too.
Yeah. So Roller Coaster, I remember I started my career when I moved. So I moved like an hour away and I didn't have any friends up here yet and I was living alone and I had a girlfriend up here for a brief period of time and it didn't work out. And I remember the album was already out for about 6 months and when I heard Roller Coaster, then I was like, yeah, this is a good song, but I wasn't like crazy about it. But I remember moving up here 6 months later after the album came out and going through that breakout, having no friends up here, new job, new place. I didn't know anybody. And I felt so alone. And I remember I was I don't want to use the word depressed, but kind of really down on my luck, sad. And I remember just going for a I just went on a road trip, and I remember I was on the highway driving, and Roller Coaster came on because I had all my Bon Jovi songs on shuffle, and it just I can't even explain it, but just like it was like flowing through my veins,
Mm-hmm.
and I really related to the lyrics and where I was at in my life, and ever since it's become one of my favorites. And so like when I see it live, I just like close my eyes and I sing along to it, and I love that song so much because at the time when it came out, it really got me, and I really got it, if that makes sense. You know,
Yeah,
it's funny how you can relate to songs so well, you know, especially
yeah,
when you need that song the most during a period of your life, you know.
yeah, exactly. For me, it was, I think the songs that came to me at the right moment last year during my depression was Miracle. Oh my gosh, that
Oh,
song. When I heard the lyrics, I was blown away because I was like, how do you know me so well? Like the
mhm.
first verse, it was describing me. So I was like, wow. And I take it as a sign, to tell me, it's gonna be okay. I mean, even this the song title, Miracle, like, and just it just came to me at the right moments. But yeah, I totally understand what you feel about Roller Coaster, and it's a great song. I love it a lot.
Yeah, you know, it makes you, you know, it goes back to what I was saying about stick to your guns. It makes you realize you're not alone. You know,
Yeah,
there's somebody else out there, whether it's, you know, John in the Timber in the song, or someone else, you know, like you or me that can relate to a song so well. It proves that you're not alone in what you feel.
yeah,
And, you know, sometimes people have trouble describing how they feel. Music helps you describe how you know like that's how I feel, you know, like Roller Coaster was and I never realized it until I was on the highway driving and I heard that song. I was like, that is how I feel right now, you know,
yeah,
even though I knew about that song 6 months before that when it came out, you know, it got me that day. And
yeah.
so all right, your last and fifth favorite.
That was a lot to choose. There's so many songs that I wanted to put at that place, but I finally choose Runaway.
Runaway. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
An oldie but goodie.
Runaway, well, I think Runaway was the first song that I heard when I uh, get into more Bon Jovi songs. I never heard Runaway before, and I listened to it and I was like, oh, that's really good. And I just loved it a lot. I mean, like, first Bon Jovi song, and so catchy, so kind of fun, I guess, but I just loved it a lot. I again on a car, like, I'm screaming, singing that song. It's just such a good song. I love it.
I do
Yeah.
the air keys. I always joke I do the air keys.
Yeah,
I do
I
the
do the same. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and then the drums, and then the guitar, and I just thought I loved it.
And I also loved it during the crush, and I wish they would have continued this, and I think they still could. But what they did during the Crush tour, they did just David and John. It was more of an acoustic Runaway.
Yeah, I love the acoustic version actually. It's a good
And
one too.
and I wish they would have put that on this Left Feels Right, or you know, like I was even saying on this last tour, the 2022 tour, when they were doing the acoustic set, they could have done that. You know, give the whole band a break and just, you know, just David and John for, you know,
Yeah,
I think that would have been awesome.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's also a thing that any of their song, even if the OG version or acoustic, it sounds amazing. Like
Yeah.
Bad Medicine acoustic is amazing. One of my favorite.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's yeah, I love acoustic.
Yeah.
And I'm drawing a blank on my fifth favorite. Memory Shine. Oh, I know it. Okay. I Will Drive You Home. That's my
Oh,
favorite. And that was a bonus song on the deluxe edition of This House Not for Sale. Fun fact, that almost didn't even make that,
mm,
but it did. But I love I Will Drive You. You know, just that whole somber mood. It goes back to the, you know, being in the mood for a song and having it on repeat. I just love how easy going it is. You know how Here Comes the Next Big. You know, it's just like, it doesn't, it's not like Bed of Roses or Always or even Memory where you start out slow and then it takes you, and it becomes this big thing. I'll Drive You Home just stays in that somber 3-4 minute mood.
Yeah,
And
I love that one. Oh,
yeah,
This House Is Not For Sale has a lot of great bonus track.
I,
Like,
I will say the entire album is awesome and it's a
yeah,
really, really, really great album. I will always say that the bonus tracks were the best songs on the album. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I Will Drive You Home and Touch of Grey should have definitely made the Touch of Grey definitely should, because of the subject matter really fits even now, but back then in 2016 it really fit in with the times. And there's Goodnight New York, there's Color Me In, all those are so great.
yeah,
And I was kind of hoping that they would do I'll Drive You. I know the band will never do I'll Drive You Home live, but on a Runaway Trip, that's a real treat because I've seen that a few times now at Runaway Trips, and it's great to see John sing that. Kind of give some light on that song because it's truly underrated. You know,
yeah, yeah. It's a great song.
Even though it's my fifth favorite song, the only thing I would change about that song is the end when they do like the band auto tune in the back. Like that. They're singing the chorus, the band.
Yeah,
But other than that, I love it.
yeah, yeah.
I,
I love to listen to it when I feel kind of sad or something. It's a beautiful song. I love it.
yeah, and that song it could be taken in so many different ways too. It could be about a long-term relationship where he's talking about Dorothea or something, and it could also be about the band. You know, just the whole car metaphor too is great and stuff, and I think it also about the longevity of the band or with the fans and stuff.
Mm.
Like because obviously John has said in interviews he can't even though I still think they're the greatest, he can't compete with the newer stuff. But so in the line something new will come along or something like that, and yeah, but
Yeah,
it's a great song. So
it deserves more recognition for sure.
yep. Okay, so before we end the recording here, so you gave me 5 hits, which is okay, 5, but I got to at least know one deep track that's your favorite. Not a hit. Never a
Not,
single, never a hit.
yeah, you know what? I think, but my answer is easy. It's Diamond Ring. It's the
Oh,
song that came to me.
okay. I
Diamond
love
Ring. I love this song so so much. Oof.
I love Diamond Ring. And I love the New Jersey demo of it a lot more than the These Days demo. Because not a lot of people, the casual fans don't realize that they actually wrote and recorded Diamond Ring back in New Jersey sessions in '88. And then, it was more electric, more drums, and more rock driven. Excuse me. And then they recorded it in 94 for These Days to come out in 95. And but yeah, I love, and that's another John and Richie song.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good to see now because it has that John and Richie essence.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, but I would love to see it live. I think it would be amazing, even if Rich is not there. But as it's a huge favorite. I think it's on my top 10 songs. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It's beautiful. Lie
Yeah.
to Me also. It's a big favorite.
Say that last part.
Lie to Me also.
Oh, I love that's one of my favorites on These Days. And
Yeah.
one of those other songs too that the video complements the song. And what I really like about Lie to Me is Richie's background vocals on that song. You know,
Mm,
like during the verse and when John's singing Richie's repeating the verse in the background, and just so Richie really shines on These Days. He really, really does. Vocal,
yeah.
guitar wise, and more of a bluesier sound too on some of those songs.
Yeah,
So,
it's a great song. These days has a lot of amazing songs that also deserve more recognitions.
yep, exactly. Well, thank you for coming on. I had a blast talking about our 5 favorite songs, and that was a good topic to talk about.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I was so excited to do it, so thank
Yeah,
you.
I was excited too. I know we talked about it over the summer, just our schedules just didn't line up,
Yeah,
and I got a few other people in, but we finally got it done. And
yeah,
I always appreciate talking to you on Twitter and
yeah,
Instagram
me too.
and all that. So more great conversations to come.
Yes, for sure.
All right, let me end this real quick, and thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.